Good.
All right, everybody. Welcome back at long last to the book finale of Book 5 of our One Ring campaign. Book 5 is entitled The Long Labor of the West. If you want to watch a very, very long campaign, you can go back and watch from episode 1 on our YouTube channel. And if you like what you see there, go ahead and subscribe. We play many, many different systems and post a new video almost every day. It's wonderful. But without further ado, we have a long night ahead of us, so let's get started. And Men of the West, may the light of Elbereth shine upon you. Everybody see okay?
Yep.
Yes.
So it begins. So a few days have passed since your skirmish on the Swan Fleet. Back at Tharbad, each dawn rises a little bit drearier and a little bit cloudier than the next, as fingers of dark shadow seem to be creeping north and westward from the Gap of Rohan. Arthanur, no doubt, is down in his workshop or up on the ramparts of Tharbad, hard at work solving the problems associated with his batteries of scorpions, while Aravule raises morale of Tharbad and helps what fighting force they do have get some semblance of training in order. Also oversees the fortifications that he's built, the wall he's built near the moat that now surrounds the southeast wall of Tharbad. But one thing important in war is to know movement of the enemy. And many miles away, Rhudron, son of Rhudron, and Willward dismount their horses and crawl to the top of a hill that's encircled with heather and small copses of trees. And they've been scouting for days, but they look down at the road and they see rank upon rank upon rank of Urukai marching in formation along the road. They can't make out the words, but they're no doubt singing harsh songs of war on their way to Tharbad. Well, Willward says, look what we have here.
And Rhudron looks to Willward. Yes, and of course. No doubt singing of our deaths.
If I meet my death in the battle to come, may it be a proud one, a noble one, fought defending the splendor of the West. It indeed has been a long labor, Rhudron, but there's no one else I'd rather by my side than you.
Rhudron, still looking at Willward, extends a hand and clasps Willward kind of by the arm. And he looks to Willward and sort of looks him up and down and then back to his face. And just begins to nod. It's been an honor.
And even as you talk and look down over the road that's just flooded with bodies, monstrous shapes, wagons of war, all sorts of things you see down there, it's almost as if the clouds become darker overhead. And it's almost like the sun over that fair hill is blotted out. And you see like swarms of bats in the distance. Rhudron, give me an explore roll with a target number of 14, and I'll relay to you what intelligence you've recovered over the last couple days of scouting. Great success. Okay. So you've noticed a force of Urukai that's heading up the road. Because the sides of the road are lined with sparse forest for the most part, they tend to keep to the road. But just yesterday evening, Willward and yourself did see that a contingent of Urukai broke off through the forest to the south. It's a smaller contingent, and they had with them on their backs bundles of wood and other building supplies. You probably surmise that they could travel quite a bit faster than the main host, and since their route through the Swan Fleet has been compromised, they're probably going to emerge from the forest somewhere south of Tharbad, maybe a day or two ahead of the main host. As far as the main host goes, it's extremely large. It dwarfs the forces that you have at Tharbad. Of course, you have your fortifications there. But you spy no less than 10 or 11,000 Urukai also in the host, or smaller beings you see kind of towards the front of the column. A couple thousand orcs. And even somewhere in the ranks, scattered with them are Dunlendings, the Dunlendings from the mountain tribes that the Fellowship ran into many years ago. There's no left some remnant of them who have thrown their lot in with the White Hand. And then in the rear of the column, banging giant drums of war, boom, boom, boom. You see Olog's trolls. And so you have this information to report back to Tharbad.
And so, having taken all this in, Rhudron looks again to Willward. Well, we'd best be on. We must make ready.
Aye. And he looks towards the sky. The sun is blotted out. These are going to be fell few days, Rhudron, son of Redron. We should return to Tharbad and steel ourselves.
Rhudron agrees, nodding his head, and as he looks around to the sky and sees the sun being blacked out. We must make haste, my friend.
Willward walks down the backside of the hill where his and Rhudron's horses are tied to some trees. They're able to kind of take a back channel through the forest and emerge well ahead of the main column and make it back to Tharbad in short order. Probably just a day's travel. And unless you have anything else, we'll see how this turns out.
Nope. Go for it.
All right. I'll let Aravule and Arthanur pose in what you're doing in and around Tharbad, and after that, Rhudron will make his entrance.
Aravule is with the men at the gate. He is teaching them basic techniques of keeping orc at bay with their spears. He would go up onto the ramparts. He would make sure that the angle for the hot burning oil is correct to dump in front of the gate if something makes it that far on the other side of the moat. Just basically going about and doing everything he can with the defenses to make sure they're all in order.
Yeah, as you do that, as you kind of go from station to station, cheers rise up. Aravule, son of Arafel, Prince of Cardolan! They all kind of cheer as you go along. We will fight for you! We will fight for you! Victory is ours! You might even have a sinking pit in your feeling as you have at least some idea about what's to come over the next couple days.
Yeah, Aravule turns to them and, "Nay, do not fight for me, fight for yourselves. Fight for your family and fight for these lands. Raise your blades and your spears and drive the enemy back." And he would continue to talk to anyone briefly, trying to bolster their spirits as he knows that many men that he looks at today will not survive.
And many of them, after Aravule's speech down the tavern, kind of jest with him in a good-natured manner. There, Aravel! It sounds like you're turning over your crown? I suppose we need a volunteer.
He just simply smiles.
Very well, we fight for our families, for our wives and children, so they may grow strong and live long years, and may their splendor at least be an echo of Aravule's here. And somebody kind of shouts out, That was a speech worthy of Arthanur! Only he is so full of himself! What's Arthanur doing?
Yeah, Arthanur is probably another section of the wall not too far, is trying to instruct the Scorpion crew on how to properly use the equipment with mixed success, as he's been with the same crew for several minutes after explaining the instructions. They just don't seem to be getting it. For the last time, you have to make sure the crank is properly loaded and pulled back, or the bolt will not fire correctly. If you fire a bolt without it being locked back, you will break the machine. If you break the machine, the Scorpion will fall in this section the wall may fall. Do you understand now how to use this piece of equipment?
I think I understand it here. Oh, let me give it a few cranks, good elf, if you wouldn't mind moving aside here. I'm right-handed and need it free.
Arthanur steps back with a frown on his face. He's looking at the engineer try to crank it.
Yeah, the engineer kind of cranks it back, and then, right here, sir, right here. Aim down the sights, pull the trigger, and... I did what you told me, nothing damn happened.
You didn't load the bolt.
Oh, gotta remember to load the bolts. Ain't that right, mates? Load the bolts next time. Only don't have so many points the night before. You're more than a little hungover, Earl.
Yeah, Arthanur looks deathly terrified for the hours to come. He has this very depressed look on his face.
Yeah, on a more serious note, you get the sense that these folks, many of them at least, have never seen war. They've read tales and fables, and it's just... You need to make sure these people take it serious.
Yeah, and he's gonna sigh, and he... Listen, this could be the Scorpion bolt that takes down one of the trolls that will come with the enemy army that is certain to come with the forces of the dark. Or that troll could live. Smash through this section of the wall, smash your home, your business, and your family. Is this what you want? When you jest over pints and drinking?
Oh, there. I'm just making light of the situation. It's how I deal with my nerves, Elf Lord. But you're right. I suppose they'll call me Earl of Fife, Troll Slayer. And again, the men kind of laugh. But we'll get our heads in our business. There's no time for jesting. I suppose there'll be time for pints enough after the battle's done, eh?
One can only hope. He looks out to over the wall.
And the road to the southeast From around the bend, you see two cloaked figures emerge from behind the forest, and within a matter of minutes, they gallop up, and a gangway is kind of dropped over the moat so they can cross over it. And Rhudron and Wilward kind of ascend up into Tharbad behind the walls to give their report. And you can tell me what that looks like.
So Rhudron rides up into the city, finding Aravule. He jumps off his horse and marches straight up to him. My lord, and he takes a small bow.
As you find Aravule testing out the boiling oil with water, just dumping it in front of the gate to see where it lands, he turns. Ah, Rhudron, what did you find? I'm glad you are back safely.
My lord, you may not be so pleased with the news I have come to report. We've come across a large band of Urukai. They must be 10,000 strong. There were several mountain tribes and orcs that marched with them, along with Ulog trolls. We did spout a small contingent that broke off, and they went through the forest to the south. They were carrying bundles of wood and other building supplies. I would guess that they broke off because they may travel faster. The path through the Swan Fleet, I believe, has been compromised, my lord. They will be arriving in due time.
He nods. They carried wood, you say? Bridges.
Yes, my lord.
Likely for the road and the Swan Feet, but they could use it on the moat. How many were there?
I didn't get an exact number, my lord.
Did it look like Bo? Did it look like
You rolled a great success. Let me see how many were going south. Only about 200 in that contingent that broke off to the south.
Rhudron looks back to Wilward, and as Wilward steps up, he sort of whispers into Rudron's ears. Wilward here believes it must have been a small contingent of about 200, my lord.
Aravule nods. Well, they'll never get through the Swan Fleet. They'll be delayed.
Now, Swan Fleet is north. They did go south.
They went south.
Yeah. Yep. I just wanted to clear that up.
South away from the army, back towards the Fords of Isen?
South, south, and then kind of curving up north. Let me change your slide a little bit so you can see how things are laid out. Should be able to see this now. It's a pretty big slide.
Mm-hmm.
So they would emerge through the forest if they went round south, probably somewhere down here in the South Shore area. That's kind of what he's getting at. And I don't think I'm saying anything that he wouldn't know in character with the great success. And I'm sure he knows the geography surrounding the area.
How dense are these trees down here?
Like the middle of the forest is really dense, then towards the edges they're just like a sparse pinewood forest.
Aravule considers for a moment, and I will need someone to watch that way to make sure that they don't catch us unaware. We don't want anyone to flank us, even here. I am thinking that we may want to set the forest ablaze once they get inside. He looks to Willward. Is this something you and a few of your men can do?
I don't reckon that burning down forest is my forte, but I can make it happen, my lord. It's spring, the wood will be moist, but give us enough fuel and men, and we can send an inferno and send these orcs back to from whence they came.
He nods. Good. I do not want to give them any advantage. And he says, prepare yourself then. How far is the main host?
About how far did we say they were?
By now, they're about 2 days out. So you have 1 day, and then they should arrive.
Yeah. He looks to Willward. Alright then, make your preparations.
Rhudron, are you at my side?
I'll be there, Willwood.
And at this point, Lady Kalarwan is there as well. And she'll say, count me in. I'll be there. Let me go gather my things.
Aravule looks at her. Are you sure you should not stay inside the walls?
For what I know of Rhudron's archery skills, they're going to need a steady hand.
Well, hopefully you will not be shooting overmuch. Just simply light the forest on fire when they come inside it.
Very well, my lord. Then there's no danger.
He gives a small smirk and nods. Yes, no danger at all.
And a couple hours pass, and as Rhudron and Willward and Kalarwan and maybe a few other of the Dunedain head back out, they can see up on the ramparts Arthanur trying to encourage the men. They can see two batteries of scorpions there on the walls. They can see the men fortifying the palisade they've erected behind the moat with, they have like pots of boiling oil and that sort of thing. And Willward kind of turns to his left and says to Rhudron on his way out, I suppose the end times have come. A true war is brewing. Kalarwan, would you think twice? Perhaps stay behind the walls. Do be quiet, brother. If I die, I would rather it be looking at your beautiful face. He just smirks and they head out of the walls. And get you set up here. Some of these maps are big. I was running some problems with like the music skipping and stuff, but usually if I reload my page,
I haven't noticed anything. It seems good to me.
It's probably just my system.
This is a pretty good incarnate map. I like it.
It makes it so fast and easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
You just basically paint the buildings on. And I'll try to set the scene for you here, Rhudron. So you left Tharbad through over that gangway, just like before, and right in front of where the moat is, there's large fields with grass that's maybe comes up to halfway to your knees, and there's a scene with the sun, afternoon sun starting to set. Outlining you as you thunder across the plain, and ahead of you, you see some sparse forests, and behind that, some low rolling hills and you enter the forest and start to scout out to see what's going on. One thing you do notice immediately as you enter the forest is up ahead on the south bank of the Grey Flood. You already see like hastily constructed boats, like dozens of them, just like lined up across the shore, as like somebody's whipped them together and just like drug them along the shore, obviously waiting to cross the Grey Flood and reach the main city of Tharbad. In the forest, though, why don't you give me a exploration at 16, Rhudron?
Nice.
That's good. So, as you see these, tell me what you're thinking and feeling as you creep through the forest. And not only do you see all the boats down by the shore, but you see tents kind of erected in the forest. And as the sun starts to set on this first day, there's like these crackling fires. And you hear just voices like, "Oh, give me that! How lay off! That was my lamb shank!" And you estimate there's a group of like 200 orcs kind of camped within the forest.
So as they approach, Rhudron looks to Kalarwan and Wilward. I believe we need to set this forest ablaze as they rest, perhaps even the fields. And I do believe it would be most wise if we would to burn those boats. We have to get as many of them as we can.
Aye, very well. Here. And Wilward is a stout fellow. And he walks back to his horse where he's kind of lashed it to a tree, kind of down below a very low cliff next to a creek. And he has like 3 large buckets of pitch. And he gives one to the lady and one to Rhudron and one to himself. And he starts making torches out of pitch and also kind of wrapping some arrows with cloth and dipping them in the pitch. So which one do you want, Rhudron? The forest? Or these boats down there? And look down towards the boat, and you see like what looks like to be a foreman down there yelling at the other orcs. Come on, come on! The main host will be here in a day. You got several more boats of these to construct, and you know what the boss is going to do to you if you fail him.
And as he's hearing that, Rhudron looks to Wilward. You should take a small group of men and go down and into the camps and start that. The lady and I will go to the boats. And if possible, we'll just launch a volley of arrows to see if we can't set the boats ablaze.
Very well. I'll wait until I see the signal, and then attack from the south.
Rhudron just nods. And then signals for the lady to follow behind him.
Yeah. Wilward and his sister kind of creep off behind that. There's like maybe a creek that would make sense, that would feed into the river. And so they stay behind like the embankment of that creek, kind of moving down to this area, maybe getting 20, 50 yards from the orcs. The camera shifts to their perspective, and they see a large Urukai there with a helmet on and a whip. And then they see just maybe a dozen or so little wiry goblins that are putting these boats together. And Wilward kind of looks up at you, and with your Dunedain vision, you can see him give you the action movie nod.
All right. So wait a second. Rhudron was going to be up here, so he could launch.
I thought you were gonna. go towards the camp.
That's fine. That's fine. He'll do that. So he's going to move down here, and he took a small contingent then of men with him.
Yeah, maybe have like 20 doing a day.
All right. We really want to set all of this ablaze. So is there a way that, well, let's see. Is there anything inside the camp like grog, barrels, or anything like that?
There is. Yep. They're not even looking for you right there. The sun's going down. It's getting to be party time for them. They have one more night to enjoy themselves before the battle.
Rhudron turns to the men. We need to aim for the barrels and try to get as many of them to set up as we can. We'll take them by surprise, and with any luck, we'll be able to take down at least a good part of the encampment.
They nod to you, and yes, you do have those explosives still, so you can tell me what you guys want to do with those. So, like shadows, as the sun sets, the Dunedain kind of filter out into the forest, kind of encircling the area, and they have like very small flames that they keep at their side, and they look for Rhudron to give the signal to set the forest afire and fire into the camp. Hopefully trapping the orcs inside.
Right. Yeah, and try to, obviously, if we can, shoot some of the barrels, right. And so Rhudron knocks an arrow, and he sets the tip on fire, and he looks across to the rest of the men and just gives a nod, and then looses an arrow.
All right. Set yourself in rearward. And I'll use this goblin as a target. Great success. Okay, so I'm not even going to roll dice to how many you have to fight. So tell me what it looks like as they are caught totally unawares. And the forest all around this camp is set alight, and they start to infighting. Like they think that somebody knocked over a barrel of grog onto the campfire or something. So what does that look like as they all start to burn?
So Rhudron knocks his arrow, and as he looks out across the forest and gives a nod, he looks back down his arrow and he releases. And just as one of the goblins is bending down toward one of the barrels to fill up his cup, the arrow lands and starts at a blaze, and the goblin, obviously surprised, rocks back, throwing a bunch of the grog from his cup across one of the campfires, and the chaos ensues.
And they're all down to the south. You see Kalarwin and Willward kind of emerge from cover, and suddenly all these boats down here start to catch fire, and smoke starts to rise into the air. Rhudron, son of Rhudron, out of the forest, suddenly sprinting towards you, is just one of these goblins, and it's just on fire, just a single survivor. It's you! You did this! And he's going to die, but he's on fire and just comes at you with his sword. And I'll let you, you're defending, so you get to go first.
Rhudron's just going to shoot another shot at him, just to try and down him. That's giving me a syntax error.
Oh, you're probably clicking on the flame. Hang on, I'll move it out of the way.
Bye.
And
So as the goblin comes sprinting out at him, sword drawn, as soon as he raises his hands over his head, Rhudron just knocks an arrow and coolly releases as it drives into the goblin's chest, pinning him against a tree.
And looking down from the south, those boats all kind of start aflame. The large orc turns tail and says, "Everybody, survivors! All orcs for themselves! Retreat! Retreat!" He starts to try to run back, obviously avoiding the part of the forest that's burning, but maybe running around it. Willward looks to Rhudron for instructions.
Rhudron looks toward Willward and Kalarwan and signals them to get back to their horses. And Rhudron will move up with his small contingent to try and shoot down any of the stragglers.
All right. So as they do that, they head back to their horses. The rest of the Arthanur and Aravule from back at the city, you can't see quite what's going on, but you see kind of smoke rising into the air. Tell me where your hearts are at this moment.
I mean, Aravule standing next to Arthanur, and he nods. It looks like they've done it. And it looks like the enemy is upon us.
This is surprisingly intelligent strategy for mere orcs and uruks. They must have a fairly competent commander among them.
Well, they are emissaries of the White Hand, Saruman, if there is any that is intelligent as he.
All the same, I look forward to hearing what kind of damage the ranger did when he returns. And all the same, we're going to cut them down, those orcs, when they try to take this place.
He nods. I do believe it is time to get out that explosive and set it on the road in front of the moat. When they reach us, someone will shoot it.
Yes. We will hide it among some rocks, perhaps.
He nods. Well, let us hope Rhudron returns swiftly. It looks out through the night at the flames in the distance.
And Rhudron, I'll let you close this scene as you show what it's like as Willward and Lady Kalarwan get back to their horses, and you run down the rest of the stragglers, putting arrows in their backs.
Yeah, Rhudron, just as Willward and Kalarwan are running past, he tells them to retreat back to the city, and he takes a small handful of men, and they run forward past the burning forest, and in between the burning forest and the boats, as they just try to pick off any of the stragglers, and he signals for the rest of the men after some time to begin retreating themselves, as much of the grass and the landscape begins to catch a blaze as well.
Any stragglers that do escape the deft arrows of Rhudron and the other rangers, they flee into the forest only to be consumed by fire. And those few that escape, you hear their dying screams as they burn in agony. And I'll give you like what it looks like as all your horses kind of wheel back, and you're heading kind of back kind of in this direction across the plain to get a report.
So the the small contingent of men that and the lady and Willward all ride hard back to the city as the plains, the trees, the boats, and everything down toward the south are all lit ablaze. And they enter in looking for Aravule.
Where's Aravule? And they find Aravule.
And so
I
Rhudron
was
rides
muted,
up.
sorry. Good.
Oh, no. So Rhudron rides up and dismounts, and he walks to Aravule. My lord, they had constructed several boats and an encampment. It's all been set ablaze, and the orcs began to retreat, but I don't believe many of them escaped.
Good. They will not have an easy access into the city. Your keen eyes on the road have served us well, Rhudron, son of Rhudron.
And Rhudron just nods and gives a small bow.
Now, I have another trick up our sleeves. And he watches as the Dunlendings are wheeling out that barrel of black powder. Arvil will have them place it as far as anyone could probably shoot. I'd like to hit them in the side of their ranks when they're coming through, or the rear of their ranks, depending on how far that would be.
Probably, I don't know. I think an archer from the walls could maybe get to down here area.
Yeah.
That range.
Yeah, I'd probably put it on the road somewhere. My hope is that they just walk by it, right? And then it just explodes in their midst or behind them where the trolls are. That's the hope.
I see it. I see where your head's at. So that this planning is going on that night, because as they come back, it's like nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
So you lay out your plans. Anything else, Arthanur? Any plans for the next morning? Last minute stuff to do before the main hosts arise?
We'll do one last check of the battlements and go meditate for a few hours before the day comes.
All right, Rhudron. Any last tasks? Your last night of peace?
No, Rhudron will just begin to fletch some new arrows as he waits.
All right. So that night passes. And let me figure out, let me find some sort of art that's good. So black. I might just have to draw a line, but I'll just draw a line or something. So tell me if this looks okay. So like a little river of just like a line of like pitch interspersed with that gunpowder or whatever.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Does that look okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Make it look like dirt. Mark it with like a white paint or something.
Make it look like it's range markers, like they do, right? Like this is this far to know, judge distance, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, perfect.
I do believe people under siege did that, so they'd know how far.
Out they are and stuff.
Yep.
All right, so that day passes, and Aravule, what are you doing as you walk the ramparts as that afternoon passes? Rhudron is handing out all of his new arrows to any archers that would take them, and you notice that some of the men are little nervous up on the walls, both behind the palisade and up on the main walls of Tharbad. And for far off in the southeast, you see growing clouds and clouds of bats that nearly blot out the sun. You even see rising tendrils of smoke as the orcs, no doubt, burn and pillage their way towards you.
Mm-hmm. Aravule sees that he needs to bolster the spirits of the men. He takes the axe and a shield and bangs it against it to get people's attention. As eyes turn in his direction, he waves for them to draw into silence, and he begins to speak. Men and women of Ariador, here we stand this day to fight. Fight for our homes, our friends, our loved ones. For if we do not succeed today, then this host of evil will pass through us and destroy everything in its path. We could run, we could hide, but we would only delay the inevitable, and our hearts would grow heavy. We would see the death of our friends. What is life if you have not freedom? What is life if under the boot of evil? I would rather die than live such a life. Some of us may fall, but if we destroy this host, then others will live free. And their children and your grandchildren will live free. What more can heroes do than to sacrifice their own for that of others? This fight is not for us. It is the future of mankind. It is the future of the West and the East and the North and the South. It is for the future of all men, all elves, all halflings, all dwarves, any that would fight the darkness. So raise your weapons, your swords, your spears, your axes, your bows. Pledge them to your kin, pledge them to those that will come. Your family, your friends, your children, their children, and their children. For if we do not drive this host back, those that would be born shall never. And so fight with a full heart, knowing that you stood here and drove this filth into the mud. And he cheers as he waves the axe over his head.
Certainly a cheer goes up. You can hear it echoing among the rebuilt buildings of Tharbad. The cheer echoes across the walls, over the palisade, down the Grey Flood. Up in the Swan Fleet, a whole host of white birds rises into the sky, flying to the east, almost as if to meet the coming darkness. And a cheer from the men rises in reply. Aravule. We fight for our freedom. Let no man lose his spine. Night will come, but after that, a dawn. And in that dawn, they will still find us standing, our enemies vanquished, and then the time to rejoice will be here. Where the legends of old rise again, and so will the glory of Cardolan. To Cardolan! To Cardolan! Ah! And this big applause rings out through the town. Inside the town itself, just to set the mood, is eerily quiet, as the men, women, and children have mostly been evacuated to the north. Everybody present there is kind of on the south shore, making ready for battle, as the sun traverses the sky, slowly sinking into the west, casting long shadows of the town towards the east. And from the east emerges a glowing gloom as that spire of smoke draws nearer and nearer and nearer to you. All right, let's go to the next slide. Just going to worry about the three of you for now. Yeah, maybe I need to like clear the cache on my browser or something.
Why, what's happening?
It's skipping all over the place. Copy. There we go. You guys are all behind the walls, right?
Yes.
I'll let you kind of position yourself where you see fit.
Oh, I would be up closer somewhere. No, I suppose I'd be probably right there.
There we go. You all see everything?
Mm-hmm. Is there a gate down here?
I meant to ask you that earlier. So you would definitely have flooded across the road.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys have to have, at least for the preparations, some way of getting back and forth.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I think,
So-
yeah, I mean, this palisade
I'm not gonna
wall,
make it.
I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't even expect that, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, we would probably
say there's something there.
very, very small. Like, it would,
Yeah.
they would have to break it down to get in more than, like, two at a shoulder, you know?
Right. All right. As the night starts to get darker and darker, the sun starts to be blotted out, and in the distance, you just hear the sound of marching as it gets closer and closer and closer. All right, I'm going to give you guys a last little bit of RP before we kick this off. And I'd like each of you to make a corruption check at 14.
That's wisdom.
It is. Oh boy.
Nice.
Oh, you guys.
Wisdom. 14. Yeah,
Had to be.
had to be.
Yeah, you're a realist. You're a realist. So yeah, you lose 1 point of hope there.
Lose hope or gain shadow?
Gain shadow. Yeah, gain shadow.
Okay.
Better.
Now I am skipping pretty good on the music.
If you just refresh, it fixes it.
Okay.
I've noticed. If I move around slides a lot, it tends to skip. And I held off on any animated slides because the maps are so big.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Tell me how your hope starts to wane at least a little bit as before you.
Yeah, Aravule just remembers his brothers killed, who he always considered to be greater men than he. And as usual, he wonders if he's the person fit to lead this kingdom, not just this battle. Even if they do win this fight, he knows that the price they pay will be devastating, and wonders if they will be able to rebuild from such death, and considers that this might not be the last battle. If the enemy can simply march 10,000 Urukai against his walls, what says that they don't raise another 10,000 to send only months later? He wonders what the future holds, even if they win. And he knows that losing certainly will be the end of the West. Especially, it would be definitely the end of Cardolan.
Absolutely.
And he gets a little depressed.
A little depressed.
Just a little bit.
And the marching stops, and you peer out into the darkness. And far, far in the blackness, you guys start to see torches around one of the bends of the road. And with that, overhead, the sky peels open as thunder just rips across the sky, and torrential downpour starts. Arthanur, what are you doing up? Are you up with the pitmen on the scorpions?
Yeah, he wants to guide their shots, but he does want to look around to see when because he knows he'll have to join the battle at some point. He's prepared to. He wants to. He's just trying to guide them right now until the true fight begins. And he looks around and sees few are standing against many, but they have been through sieges as this before. This is no greater concern to him than the last great siege they were part of.
Mm-hmm.
He knows that as long as one of them stands, the city hasn't fallen. So he picks up his shield and spear and looks out onto the advancing forces, waiting for the right moment to let loose.
Rhudron.
Rhudron, assuming that he's down with... I can't really make out what it's saying here. The Dunlending allies. I would imagine he's probably going to be with the other archers. And he's going over his weapon, his bow, and his looking over his arrows one more time, and he keeps reaching back to make sure that, you know, his quiver is in a place that he can easily reach and access. And he looks down beside him to make sure that there's a basket full with more arrows. As he kind of kicks it to make sure that if he bumps it, it's not going to fall over. As he looks around and sees the other men sort of stirring a bit.
And the men, you can see the whites of their eyes, as from out in the darkness they can just hear guttural growls as these feet get closer and closer, and then they kind of stop.
Rhudron looks across and puts a hand out and just looks down the line. Easy, steady now. Steady, everyone. We're in for a long one, but we mustn't get our nerves up high right now. We must be calm, and we must be fixed on the task at hand.
It scares me. Nerve-wracking.
Looking through the dark, you see now emerging closer and closer, stopping just in front of that row of pitch and blasting powder. Just thousands upon thousands of orcs. You hear their growls as they push large siege engines forward. You can faintly make out in the lightning. You can make out like catapults. If that makes any sense. You see huge, monstrous trolls.
So Aravule is going to have somebody shoot just a test flaming arrow at them. Just make it look like they're just looking for light and see if it just completely gets snuffed immediately by the rain.
Just like an arrow, just like down here.
Yeah,
somewhere.
they're not aiming for the pitch. I just want to see, just have them shoot it kind of in that vicinity, just to see what happens to the arrow. Does it like get snuffed by the rain, or?
Does not.
Okay.
You see it kind of.
Oh no, he wasn't shooting at that, but
Okay.
yeah, I was just testing it, because if we weren't able to do it, then I was gonna have somebody go out on foot.
Yeah. The rain, it fizzles in the grass or whatever for a while and sputters out. But as far as you can see, your trick would probably work.
Okay.
Because it's like pitch, it's like tar, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It'll burn.
Like if they are they stopped there, or they continue to move forward?
They're stopped there for right now. You hear that? And slowly, in the night, they do start to move forward, and they continue to go, moving up to.
Yeah, this is when I would do it. This is exactly when I would do it. So Aravule looks to Rhudron and the other archers, and he's like, "Light it on fire now!"
They start like the front ranks, like they do start breaking into like a gallop, and the archers kind of come up, and you're going to catch a lot of the infantry.
Yeah, I want to do it just
here.
straight across here.
Yep. All right, Rhudron.
Rhudron dips an arrow into some oil and lights it and looks down the line. Archers!
Archers, ready!
And Rhudron gives a nod and looses his arrow.
All right, let me give you a target to hit. Here. Something fairly easy.
Use hope if you gotta.
All right, you see the Urukai there?
Sir.
Use him as a target.
Use hope.
Yep, I'm hoping it.
Give them a volley.
Hurt.
He heard it. And you're going to hope that, and yes. I know there's a good fire graphic here. There we go, perfect. So you see in the night, guys, from the walls, there's giant explosions, and I'm going to roll some dice here to see what happened. So this first unit caught. First unit is completely in disarray and cannot fight for the moment. As you see on their left flank, like 1,000, probably 2,000 Urukai just like burst into flames. More importantly, the catapults here just burst into flames. The archers and these, like, they see, like, maybe the arrow hit on the left, and so it's marching across the field, right, left to right, and it boom, 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 explosions, and they're able to sprint and make it across unscathed. Same thing with them next to them.
Oh,
And they make it
jeez.
across. Catapults, you need this one. Ah. They make it across too. What that's going to do though is delay the rest of the forces from kind of moving up. And Rhudron, you've gone for that round. I'll let you guys all kind of take narrative actions. Arthanur, do you want to give the shots with a with scorpions?
Yes. I want to take shots with the scorpions at the catapults that made it across.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Alright, why don't you use this Urukai as your target? And I'm going to... Actually, let's do this. So I'm going to have the scorpions attack. Do you want both batteries to focus fire on that one?
Yes, I would try to signal them with torch or something like that. Or try to have, maybe even send a runner over. Just have someone run across and tell them to focus fire on the catapults. Aim for the engines.
Regular success, 7 damage. They keep rolling, but their front ranks of the company pushing those catapults just gets mown down. There's a cutscene of an orc just being struck in the chest with a scorpion, and it throws him back like 20 feet. Second scorpion battery. A great success.
Nice.
So 12 damage. Aravule, do you want to do anything narratively, or?
I think he like runs down the battlements and he's gonna like come back out into the yard just in case. There's not really much he can do up there for now.
I'll let you give everybody a hope back if you do like
Spire.
Spire or something like
I
that.
can try. Let me just roll
Be
it.
16 though under these circumstances.
Yeah. Oh. I would have to get rid of a hope to give them 2 back a hope. They would both get a hope back?
Yeah, you would get one too, so it'd be watch for you.
Okay, then I'll do that.
So Rhudron and Aravule, what do you think as you see your leader dash down from the walls out into the fray?
Yeah, seeing Aravule heading out, Arthanur is already grabbing his spear and shield and just taking the most competent man he can find to direct the Scorpions. Aim for engines and no logs. Waste no time on the small fry.
Roger that, my lord! Roger that!
And Arthanur will don his equipment because it'll be the day he dies before he lets any man outshine him on the field of battle.
And Rhudron look.
Good.
Sorry. And Rhudron looks down the archers, and he calls their attention and points over to Aravule. Brothers, look to your leader. He does not believe himself above you, but he is one of us, and he fights like one of us. And he goes, ah, trying to.
Well, the Dunlendings, who are refugees, now have a fighting spirit. They know now that they're back against the wall, and to lose this battle is to lose everything. Alright, I'm going to do some combat with the NPCs. The 2,000 enemy archers stop, and they launch a volley towards your archers.
Miss!
However, they're shaken seeing their comrades on their left flank destroyed. They miss. This unit here has to stop. There's no way to cross the moat. Dig as if your life depends on it. Dig! You hear a whip crack in the distance as they bring out or they get their weapons and start digging the dirt, trying to fill in the moat. Same thing with this 2,000, this 2,000, and this 2,000. They all move forward. Catapults fire towards the wall. And I'm gonna attack. Let's see here.
Like the big wall or the palisade wall?
The palisade. Yeah, the palisade for sure. Two fires start along that wall. You hear these things hit, and two fires start there. The rest of the forces have to stop at the wall of flame, and they're going to be stuck there for a while until they can put out the fire. Your archers would at least get to go. So what do you want their target to be?
Probably these guys right here.
Shoot a volley. Four damage. There's just so many of them, and that's what you see. That's what you see in the night. Is even though this entire volley falls into the lines of these orcs that are trying to force their way across the moat, it's just like nothing happens. There's just so many of them. It's a sea of blackness out there.
Can I order the Dunedain cavalry to try to put out those fires?
Yes.
That's what I'll do.
Give me a
Battle.
Yeah, battle's fine. Be successful with
I'm
that.
good with that.
Yep, 16. Yep.
It's not bad.
They definitely run over, and there's like maybe some areas under the palisade where the moat kind of filters in, and they're able to grab buckets and flow and like throw it over. There's only 20 of them, 20 of these guys, and they're just like heroes in the dark. And the walls are definitely burnt and damaged, but the flames are gone. And they say that they'll stand tight there. They stand on their horses or dismounted, whatever you want, waiting for something to come over those walls. All right. I'll let you guys go again. Narratively, what are you doing? Arthanur, you want to shoot at the...
I mean, he's heading down off the walls, but that his last order would have been to continue focusing until the catapults are dead or routed.
Okay.
And then to take whatever targets they willed, so he would have headed down the wall. I don't know how far it's going around. He would join the others at the front.
7 damage. And the other one.
See a Tingwar here. There we go.
2? How about 2?
You can tell that one of the catapults, the men or the orcs through the darkness, they're still manning it, but they're getting hit by these things, and they're about ready to abandon their equipment.
Can I order the men of Ariador back so they can't get shot? I mean, I'm wanting them to have to fight through all this to get through.
So these guys.
Yeah, just back towards where the archers are.
And Arthanur is making his way down, preparing. And the other ranged unit you have are your archers. You want them to volley towards the catapults as well?
Yeah, if they can shoot over there, flame arrows.
Oh, that sucked. That's just a shitty
Yeah.
roll. Yeah, all their arrows go wide, and so you see all these arcs of light go into the night, and they sail over their target. And then I think the bad guys are up. At this point, I'll move these guys out of the way. With the rain and everything, that has started to sputter out in places at least, and they're able to move across. But at this point, those catapults aren't like set enough and able to attack. But you see, unfortunately, the Ologs with the big siege towers start to go forward, and your heart just starts to drop again. Their archers launch a volley.
Ugh.
It's 4 damage. And it almost kills half of your archers. There's just so many of them. The sky is just filled with these arrows. You start to see ladders start to go up on the wall from all the infantry. There's a couple that have kind of crossed the moat, although it's going to be some time before they can cross. And these 2 catapults get to fire again. That same area next to the Dunlendings is set ablaze. And both of those fires start again. They're not going to be able to be put out at this point. The next round, the wall in those areas will crumble, and any orcs who have passed the moat will be able to get through. All right, you're back.
I would order the cavalry backwards. My plan just is not to fight a pitched fight out here, but would be if once they really break through the palisade wall to get everybody back inside the main walls.
Side.
Mm-hmm.
That would work. And the scorpions continue to hammer away.
Yeah, let them go. Ah, God.
Nope.
That's gonna work.
And you guys get a volley.
Should probably just spend it pulling them back, to be honest.
Yeah. I'm thinking of actually setting that palisade wall on fire on purpose as they start to cross it.
You could have them do it.
Yeah, let's do it, and then I'm going to have everybody fall back kind of at the same time.
So what does it look like as this thing just erupts in flame and the archers retreat? Retreat! Retreat!
Yeah, they just are pegging it with their flaming arrows as Aravule is waving everybody back through the main gates. Him the last person to go inside.
Are you bringing back everybody into the town?
Yeah, that would be my plan.
Okay, if you guys are spent to that, the bad guys are going to start to cross the palisade. The moat out here has kind of been filled in. Their archers still launch volley into the city as they see you retreating.
Jeez.
And there's like 40 archers left of yours, and you see just as they kind of flee, most of them fall with arrows in the back as you guys shut the gate to the city kind of behind them. And good thing though is as these palisade walls start to come down, I mean these are 2,000 orcs apiece, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of them are going to get damaged in this. Let's roll some D3s again. Whoops. Actually, I'll just do
3D3 or 43, yeah.
43, yeah. So many orcs. So much hate.
It's better.
Yeah. One's going to remove it by half, though, as I'm going to say. So 50, 20, 70. 70. 50. And this one gets through unscathed. And this one loses a quarter. So you guys see the walls just crumble. The archers kind of stop in front of the moat, and the siege equipment continues to lumber forward. It's going to be some time though, because now that those towers aren't going to be able to get across the moat and all those ruins. So those towers, unfortunately, are probably going to have to be abandoned. And you hear one of the captains, "Abandon the towers! Abandon the towers! Everyone into the city! Leave none alive!" You can kind of hear them say that as they rush over the walls. And these catapults continue to launch into the city now, towards the gate. Boom. So it is almost like that scene in Return of the King where you guys are behind the gate, and you can these missiles just slam against the gate and it starts to break open. The metal bindings on the gate start to come undone as it's just pelted with these giant boulders. And Rhudron and Arthanur, what are you feeling like as like this thing is starting to crumble?
Yeah, Aravule's just hoping the scorpions can take those things out quickly. He would bring the Dunedain allies closer to the gate to get ready to reinforce it. Or the Dunedain infantry and one of the Dunedain allies, probably.
I'm curious, can we launch a volley at these ones still?
Which ones? You can launch a volley at any of them. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
you mean a arrow volley or a?
Yeah. Yep.
You can. It'll kill the personnel.
Okay. Yeah, because I was thinking if Rhudron could get some of the archers to light some more arrows and launch them at these catapults there as well, or
Yeah. So those survivors, those 40 survivors, they find their will to fight and they turn around, knock arrows, and launch a volley. But again, the host pushing those things, there's 2,000 of them. You have 40 archers firing. So even though, like, there's some orcs fall into the moat, drowning, it doesn't matter. These things are going to continue to pound away at you guys.
Right. I was just trying to get the catapults to light up, see if we couldn't at least deter them from using those.
All right, scorpions. Seven, that drops them below half. Destroys one of the catapults. It's not so much destroyed as the crew manning it just turns tail and runs. All right, I don't think you guys have anything else you can do necessarily.
Arthanur would signal over to Aravule, whatever signal that they would, or even send a runner. He'd grab somebody who's doing nothing or standing there. Maybe one of the guards, the scorpions. Run and tell your heir, Cardolan. We must prepare. Get ready for the boiling oil. They'll be upon us soon.
He runs over and tells Aravule, "They'll be upon us soon. Give us the signal, and we'll launch. We'll let go of the oil."
Arvul nods. When they're at the gate or at the walls, dump it upon their heads, and then set them aflame with arrows.
And they do come forward. And why don't you give me a battle?
With pleasure.
Arthanur would have run to join the whatever infantry engage at the gatehouse when it goes down.
Oh!
Ooh.
Burn them, burn them.
Threes. This one's still strong. With an extraordinary success, I am going to destroy one of them. Over here. These guys.
Mhm.
These lose half. And so from the inside, you guys can be up on the walls as well. These orcs start to climb. They can even climb up the stone, some of them. There are some ladders making across the field at this point. But on the right flank, whoever's closest to that area can tell me what it looks like as just the entire thousands of orcs is set on fire from this this hot boiling oil.
Well, it was Arthanur. Let him describe it.
Yeah, so Arthanur would have, as he sees them approaching, trying to climb ladders, he would have rallied what defenders there were near the battery, and just had them all go to the oil. They wouldn't have enough to stop them if they made it to the walls. And pour straight. Let them not make it here. We will all be slaughtered. Now! He would tip over the oil and work to tip ladders, and it's just a massacre. They're hardly able to get on the walls, and those few that do are cut down.
You just hear, "Ah! Ah!"
Yeah, I would have those archers away from the gate, by the way. I wouldn't have them just...
In the back somewhere.
Yeah, they wouldn't repel them. I would have the Dunedain in the front.
And Rhudron, why don't you personally make an attack against the these guys here? And if you succeed, I'll let you destroy one of the catapults. Because the archers can make a volley, they're going to shoot, but it's not going to do a ton to them.
You want me to aim at that Urukai?
This company down here, that's manning the catapults, yeah.
Right. Is that a target that I can...
Should be.
Oh my god.
That was terrible.
Wow.
Be pretty hard for an individual to hit it.
Well, that was at the archers there, right?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. The bad guys are up. Let's see if this wall goes down. It needs 2 hits.
Oh boy.
You see splinters burst inwards, Aravule, as that front gate starts to tear open.
Come on, Dolph. No.
It explodes inwards, and the you see the first ones through the door is this battalion of orc soldiers. Okay?
Mhm.
They start to stream in through the gate. You have the Dunlending allies there, Arthanur's there, Rhudron, you guys, you can be wherever you want. The way we do mass combat once it gets to close combat is the units attack each other, And PCs, if they want to enter the fray, I'm going to have you roll on that table that says Battle of Tharbad Phase 1. And it's going to spit out a result. You enter combat with them, and if you defeat them, there's a chance that the unit will flee as you go into heroic battle. Make sense?
Yep. Is there a button for that on us or something?
There should be a button on your token that says Battle of Tharbad Phase 1. 7. It's right after skills.
I do not have it. It must...
I might have it set for like not visible to players or something. Oh, there we go. Should be there now.
Okay, I see it. Yeah.
All right, so tell me how it looks like as they rush.
Yeah,
forward.
as the first Grand hits the gate, Aravule's running down the stairs, leaping 3 or 4 at a time, and comes around into the yard as the second one hits and crushes the gate open.
The Dunlending allies and the Orc soldiers clash. And I'm going to resolve them. Where's my attack? Where's my attack? Not there. Okay, I'll use the substitute. It's fine. Ooh. That's 6. That's 11. 11. Alright, Aravule, are you jumping into the fray?
Absolutely.
Arthanur and Rhudron, are you with him or not?
I would have been down there with the Dunlendings, so yes.
Rhudron is still sort of at his post on top of the wall and shooting down.
Yeah, so I'll let you be in the fray, but you have to stay at rearward. Make sense?
Okay.
Alright, Aravule, do the honors. Roll on the table. Who you got?
Looks like...
Bertle the Bald and friends.
Yeah.
The Orc soldiers. Perfect. So, Bertle the Bald.
And friends.
And roll me a 1d4. Oh, you guys are going to make short work of these fools. I'm just going to move you up here for
Yeah,
ease
sure.
of combat. And Arthanur. Alright, so they come for you. There's a scene of like the armies clash and coming at you. Bird was like, "Ah, there they are. Get them, boys. This one has a real princely look about him."
Yeah,
Now, do you guys want to roll battle for your dice for the rest of the siege?
Yes.
Sure.
Very nice.
I get, what, 2?
You get 2. Arthanur gets 3. Rhudron gets none, unfortunately. And why don't you roll battle again for me there?
Who?
You, just to see who goes first. I'm sure you'll win.
Okay, yeah.
Don't say that.
All right, he can't beat that. So you guys go first.
Yeah. Let's save our
Eric.
shenanigans, Ghost, for when we might need them. Yeah. Okay, so Aravule just swings with a two-handed gigantic overhead chop with his axe at one of these things.
Death.
He just hits it in the chest.
You rolled like the weakest guy you could have gotten, too.
Yeah, good.
Arthanur steps up to Aravule's side, seeing the other two, and just takes a strong jab at one with the spear that he has.
Oh God.
Strong indeed.
Yeah, I'd say.
Strong!
Yeah, he stabs him through the neck and lifts him and throws him to the side and back into the mob of orcs.
As you do that, there's a lightning flash, whoosh, and the orcs start to see their front ranks massacred. They're there! Look, an elf! Alright, Rhudron, you go.
Alrighty. What the hell?
You could hope that, and it would do some
Yep,
serious
I'm gonna-
damage.
I'm gonna hope it. Yeah, I'm gonna hope it.
Alright. Somebody make me an all check at 14 and make that unit flee.
What's everybody's all?
I have an all of 2.
I think that's the same with me.
Rhudron has an excellent awe, actually,
My odds
of 0.
I have 0.
It's fitting
Arthanur
that
the
this be-
Reborn.
It's fitting that this be the elf. I will hope it. I think I can hope it and get. What's hope for all is?
You only have to beat 14.
Body?
That's success.
Oh, I thought I rolled under. I don't know what I was reading. Perfect, works.
They've come! They've come! The lords of the West! Flee for your lives! And it's like the first 1,000 orcs that come through, but they're like regular orcs. They're not the Uruk-hais. They turn tail, and in behind them are Uruk-hai swordsmen. Where you going, boys? Get back in line! They actually start cutting down their own men, but it doesn't stop the orcs. They still flee into the night. Okay. That engagement's over with. The bad guys continue. There's one group on top of the gates now. They will be into the city next round. Do you want your archers to volley into somebody?
Yeah. Might as well volley into these guys. The swords. Or actually just no, keep volleying at the catapults. Edge.
Oh, sure. Why not? Why not? I'll have it set up.
That's fine.
Yeah. They are halted. Yeah, they actually, let's say they drop that catapult, and they just move forward to there. The Ologs abandoned their siege towers since they can't get them through, and they're through here. They just bust down the walls that are on fire and start to move in. And you guys are in this huge battle at the front gate. And the Uruk-hai swords press forward against the Dunlending allies. 5 damage. They're being overwhelmed. They can't hold out much longer at all.
Can I fit anybody else in the gate there with them?
Yeah, you can. You can fit. Probably any of your units would fit at that gate battle.
Get the Dunedain in, send the men of Eriador to stop the Uruk-hai from getting too far into
Yeah.
the city.
So they're here. You want these infantry here helping you out? They're pretty badass. There's not very many of them, but they can pack a punch. 5. What can you do against such reckless hate? But look how many dice they rolled.
Mhm.
big potential there. All right, are you guys going to engage or just continue to
Of
be?
course.
Are we gonna have
engage.
the scorpions fire?
Yeah, you
I'd have
can.
them
Now they're-
shoot the Ologs.
Yes.
Focus
Yes.
on one of them.
Yes.
All right, we'll focus on this one on the right.
Sure.
Those things pack a punch as well.
Oh, that's the only thing it didn't have to roll.
I haven't set up an NPC, so it's reading that eye as a success. With that eye, though, that all logs actually get to move up further. Double time, boys! Scorpions there on the wall! There you go. Oh. No great successes, though. That being said, you kill many of the Ologs, and that one stops in its tracks as you see several of these creatures just fall into the muck. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Arthanur or Rhudron, one of you can roll on the table.
It will be me.
Go for it.
Oh no! Ugly douchebag! Jesus. And 4 Urukai.
And his
This'll be a
boys.
harder fight. This will be a harder fight. Ugly douchebag. Did you roll 4 of them? How many did you roll?
4. You
Four.
rolled
That's
4, yeah.
4.
Oh man.
Max potential.
Nice.
And Rhudron staying in rearward.
That is correct.
Alright, who wants ugly douchebag?
Doesn't matter to me.
By all means, everyone.
Rule. He wants to stay alive. It's Aravule. And you get 3 of these sons of bitches, and Aravule gets 1 of them. Alright, you go first. This is all happening in the gate, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll attack ugly douchebag. I suppose. Okay.
Look at Edge.
Edge?
Yep, edge.
Edge.
You're two-handed it
Oh,
too,
yes.
right? Yeah. That's 9 damage.
18.
Automatic fail. Automatic fail.
Oh my god.
He's wounded, but he has great size, so.
Yeah, he just swings down across the knee, hacking into it deeply.
I'm getting nervous.
I'm not yet.
Arthanur.
So I'm gonna go ahead and
You
use.
will be.
I'm gonna go ahead and use so benefit of being in defensive stance. I can elect somebody to protect. I can spend a point of hope to defend if they're attacked. If I choose to intercept it, I'll use that on Aravule while we're fighting kind of back to back here.
Oh,
I'll
yes.
as my protection target, and then I will go ahead and attack one of these Urukai. I guess it'll
That's
be this
something we
one.
haven't been using.
No, I forgot we could do it. Oh,
5, you probably could hope it. It'd be a great success. It'd kill him, I
I
think.
would like to do that.
What damage would that be? 12?
That would be 12.
Wouldn't quite kill him, almost.
Every little bit helps.
Alright.
I will spend it.
Sir Rhudron.
Rhudron draws back and shoots at the ugly douchebag.
Edge, come on, baby.
That would be it, wouldn't it? Not quite.
Yes. That's 15. Damn. Who's this little wasp stinging me? After I'm done with this pretty man here, he points his spear. I'm coming for you. And bad guys are up, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Aravule, son of Airfell, here we go.
Now, do I have to declare the defense before or after?
You can do it after.
Yeah, that would be a versus. That would be versus Arthanur then, I guess, right?
I'm not gonna do it for that one. Though.
Yeah, I'm just yeah,
it's-
4.
4 damage.
Mhm.
Yeah. Alright, so give yourself 4. And then this one will be against you. Or you want? I said you can do it after, so that's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
I will do that one.
So that would be 10. So, he rolled an 18. He would have missed, right?
Yes.
So how does that work then? I have to pull the
He
books
spends a hope to
up.
basically
So do you have to
pull.
do that every round if you want to do it?
Yes.
Yeah,
time.
I'd have to declare it, and then I have to spend a hope every time I do it.
Still might be worth it.
Yes, it is.
All right. Yeah.
He's
yeah.
still. He's
Keeping him
still. He
alive
can
for sure.
still attack too.
Yeah. So Arthanur would see, as Aravule was parrying the blow from the Urukai, Douchebag tries to take advantage, and he quickly sidesteps and throws up a shield to batter away his sword.
Arthanur himself is just surrounded by orcs in this gateway. As the night wears on, it's like probably like 4 or 5 in the morning. Still pitch black though, and let's see what happens. A miss. That son of a bitch. Lore Master misses. Alright. You guys are back up.
I'm gonna change to forward with help from Arthanur, expecting that he's gonna save my ass. And I'm going to royalty revealed. First thing. That's versus a 10 TN, so that's not great, but
Still drains his hope.
yeah. So that's against
Okay.
Ugly Douchebag. I love that's a great name. Okay, and I'm gonna attack him. See what happens. Not good. I'm gonna use a hope.
And I would use the hate to use snake-like speed, but unfortunately, I don't have any.
Nice. So Aravule just yells, "I am the Prince of Cardolan," and he swings his axe and it just sticks in Ugly Douchebag's face and cuts it in half from underneath the nose and the jaw, like splitting it in half. The axe just wrecks through his head.
Arthanur.
Quite the improvement you've made on that one's visage, Aravule. And Arthanur will go for another stab at the Urukai, which he stabbed before. I'll use one of my bonus dice as well. It won't show.
Which one are you attacking?
That one.
It was
there.
a normal
That's the one.
success.
Yeah, the one that was already wounded?
Yeah, I was trying to roll one of my bonus dice. It's not rolling it for some reason.
It might be dead anyway.
Yeah, he's dead anyway.
No.
I'll let you save it.
Nah, I declared I'll take it.
Rhudron.
Rhudron is firing at this Urukai here.
Wise.
Edge.
Edge.
15, which would leave him with 1. And he's going to roll protection.
Dolphin. No.
Oh, get him! Got him! He is about to have a death stroke on Aravule. Aravule, like, you know, just killed Ugly, and like he's at his back. And tell me what it looks like as you kill him with an arrow.
So the Urukai sees Ugly get his face split in half, and sword raised, begins to move toward Aravule, and as he does so, Rhudron looks over to see the Urukai advancing, and looks down his arrow and looses, and the arrow penetrates through the eye of the Urukai and just barely pokes out the back of the skull as the Urukai drops in pain and agony, and for just a moment begins to give out a very loud squeal, and the body soon after just goes lifeless in the mud.
Don't even have to waste your hope.
All right, bad guys are up again.
Yeah.
See what happens here. All right, finish these bastards off.
Yeah, I've got to open this time. And I will move over and attack one of them. The bonus dice is for the entire fight, entire combat, or just this combat?
Entire combat,
I just attack.
making it lean.
Edge.
Ooh.
Strong Aravule. Let's see.
18.
Yes,
That
it
axe
is.
is, that
18.
axe is so good.
Oh!
You guys just facing off with Arthanur, and Aravule comes and double hands the axe and spins it around upside down and takes the spike on the top of it and just jabs it through the back of this thing's neck, popping out the throat. And it slumps down onto the ground dead.
Seeing that, Arthanur will spin to face the last Urukai and give him a spear thrust.
It's an ouchie.
What was that? What happens to this poor sap?
So he thrusts through the kneecap, takes him to one knee, and then actually takes the shield and just smashes it against the side of the Uruk's skull as it caves in, concaves the helmet, and likely the creature's head as well as it falls to the ground.
God, what is this? 300?
Yeah, the descriptions of killing stuff is not in Tolkien for us. I don't think
It's fine.
Yeah,
Second age!
yeah, right.
It's all
Second
fine.
age!
All right, Mr. Aww. Then running back to the breeding pits.
I'll use a bonus dice on it. If I can do that. I don't know, it's for combat only. Fuck it, let's roll it. Get out. Get off my lawn.
Nice.
Unfortunately, they run right into the Ologs. The Ologs like smash them as they're coming through. We're leaving here. It's only death that awaits you. I'm going back to the mines. They're gone. The rest of the host just kind of continues forward, though. And at this point, it's clear. Like, no matter how many times, there's just more of them keep coming. Right? And now the Ologs are pounding at the gates. And describe to me how you're going to steal yourselves.
I mean, yeah.
Arthanur looks at the beleaguered defenders. Says, "Do not flee! Pick up your weapons! Look here!" He looks and shows. "They outnumber us, but they do not have the heart. Nearly half of them seem to be gone already. We are nearly there. Our victory is nearly complete. Find it within yourselves, men. Have no fear now. Now is the time for courage and victory. It is within your grasp. Take it!"
All right. I'm going to do the mass combat between these 4 units here. And then I got to go check on my daughter real quick.
Sure.
My wife just texted me, said she's crying. So. All right. I want to... Dunedain infantry, I'll let them go first. Oh! This might be... Oh, he rolled a 1!
Too slow. Oh, jeez.
The Dunlending allies, unfortunately, these Ologs just come through with these hammers and just like bodies. You guys see bodies just flying everywhere as they breach the gate. And give me 10 minutes.
Okay.
Probably less.
Okay.
The Dunlendings always let you down.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for the Dunlendings that Domhnall
Yeah.
had balls.
They're the normal goblin of the humans. The old going forward worked once. I can't believe it.
It's all good.
So we have the Scorpion batteries left.
And the Dunedain. That's it. if it don't work
Dunling
out.
allies back here, cavalry here. Have the allies attack the
Yeah.
Olegs, I guess.
Oh shit! We should You should try to give a signal to the men of Eriador to pull the Urukai into the city, and then the Dunedain can charge them. The ones on that cavalry.
Yeah.
And then we can just take the infantry and the Dunlendings and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead and go against those huge trolls, why don't you?
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
You just watched all your friends. You just watched all your friends get smashed and run away. Yeah. I'm sure it's all gonna be fine.
Rhudron will remain atop the wall, shooting down.
We're not recording right now, are
I
we?
can pause it.
All right.
She's usually really good.
Alright, I'm recording again.
Everybody back?
Yeah, I think we're all here.
Yes.
Okay, so when we last left off, the Ologs have just charged through the gate. Behind them, silhouetted against the lightning, you see thousands of other orcs as they start to scale the walls.
So I would have the scorpions shoot the nearest Urukais.
Mm-hmm. This one over here is not going to do a ton of good. Well, you know what? They can probably shoot across the wall.
I mean, they could shoot these guys in the right here, right?
Oh, yeah, they can do
Yeah,
that.
whatever makes sense angle-wise.
Great success. 12. Oh, they're getting decimated. Might beat them outright.
Oh yeah,
Hey!
take anything we can get at
Nice.
this point. Man, they have to be dead, don't they?
These guys?
Yeah.
Oh, they're fresh ones.
Yeah, what did he just do? 19 damage, and the other guy did...
He was shooting at the ones here.
Oh.
Yeah.
They had different targets.
Gotcha. That's fine. So then I would have all the other. I would have the allies wheel in against the Olegs. These guys.
Here.
Yep.
I'll let you get a shot in. Oh!
Yep. Oh my God, that's what he had to have to hit too.
Huge.
That is huge, and they don't flee, but seeing their friends destroyed, they sweep in behind these trolls as like they're flanking the Dunedain. So they fall in behind them until it looks like as they give a Dunlending shout and spear like these dozen trolls.
Yeah, they
from
they
behind.
just basically catch him unaware and come up underneath him and hit him in the soft part of their back and bellies and sides as their spears reach up and stab them as they're facing the Dunedain, who look like the greatest threat. Speaking of the Dunedain, the cavalry and the men of Ariador are going to attack too, whatever they can.
Let's say the cavalry. So they're still up on the. Both of these guys are still up on the wall.
Then I would-
they'll be down.
Then I would have the
next
cavalry
time.
charge the Olegs if they can get to them. If not, then they'll wait. But
Yeah. I think next
Okay.
round they would be able to get to
okay,
them.
fair enough. They just wait.
So they are running through the streets and. On me, man! And
Can the archers shoot at the guys on the walls?
They can. Probably the one that's. damaged
Yeah,
the most.
whichever one the scorpions hit.
Whittle them down. You're faced with the Ologs at the gates.
Yep. You want to make the battle roll there, Rhudron?
Battle of Tharbad, phase. Well, actually. Bilgret the Bold. Okay.
What were you saying?
Nope, that's fine.
Goblin chieftain, I'm guessing.
Yep. And then he also has a troll with him.
Of course he does. Shall we do our thing? I'll go into forward. That's what I'm gonna do. Please,
I don't need to roll a d4 with
help
that.
me.
Who wants the troll?
I want the troll because I want to attack him. So I'm going to go forward, do royalty revealed.
On the troll?
Yes.
Oh, that take. He has 3
That
hate.
takes them all.
How
I
much does
think.
it-
Let me make sure.
I I think it does. I think a great success does.
Intimidate. Let me oh boy. Let me open up Rivendell real quick. And I'll tell you to make sure. Royalty revealed. One success for. Okay, in battle, when you fight forward. During an encounter, you may upgrade the quality of one successful roll by 1 level, turning a success into a great success or a great success into an extraordinary success. So it's extraordinary success. And then in Intimidate, it is... I'm pretty sure Intimidate is 3. Or Extraordinary Success is 3.
I thought it was like 2, 3, 4, or something like that.
No, 1, 2, 3.
It's enough.
Yeah, whatever Extraordinary Success is. Intimidate. Extraordinary is 4, yes.
Yeah.
So if he has 3, then...
He has none.
and I could
None
spread
hate.
the other one over to the Chieftain, I think.
Chieftain has... He has 4 left
Okay.
now.
So then I attack him. I'm going to use a battle die too. Well, let me roll my battle die because that was really bad. I'll use a hope to hit it for 9.
Yep. Mr. Arthanur.
I'm gonna put Aravule as my defense for this round, and then try to fight with the chieftain as Aravule fights the troll using my spear. I will use a battle die.
I wonder why yours isn't working. Yeah. Just regular success.
It's a quick jab in and cuts across his leg, trying to slow him.
He only has... It can't be... Oh. He was wounded from a...
Oh.
Okay.
Forgot to clear out
I was
those
like, he only has 9
NPCs. Yeah, I do that all the time. It sucks.
Okay. Alright. You're good. Still got him. Got him pretty good. Alright. Rhudron.
Rhudron is firing at the stone troll.
Edge.
I'm gonna hope it.
Use a hope to hit, and then edge.
That is correct.
So damage will be 8. And then he rolls protection against 14. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trolls are pretty thick-hided. Alright, it's their turn. And he tries to grab Aravule, knocking him into one of the other trolls and grabbing his arm, trying to stick it into his mouth.
That would go against Arthanur, though, right?
If it hits.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, you would not want to be hit by that.
No, not.
So Arthanur spends hope,
Yep.
and it would go against you, which would miss. He has no hate to spend, so it would miss. Damn, that's a good combo you guys have going on.
The wombo combo. It only takes hope, which is the
Yeah.
scary part.
Can't do it all the time, but
right, you're up, Arthanur.
Orc Chieftain, unless he's gone already.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. He might have something to try to hit you. Yeah, horrible strength. Let's see if he hits him. Ah! Oh, no! Misses. Now you guys are up again.
Let me change my stance. I'm not doing that again. Whoops, not that one.
Where's Arthanur at on hope right now?
4.
4?
Yeah.
You have no shadow?
And 1 from my ring.
Oh, I can't wait.
Rally? Can I rally and attack at the same time, or is it? I don't think I can. Right?
I don't think so.
I think that was
unless you have that thing that Baron.
Yeah.
had.
The intimidate thing is straight from royalty revealed, or I wouldn't be able to do both. So I'm just going to attack the troll. My God, man. What the hell? I'm not even... No, I'm not going to do it.
Nothing. Arthanur.
You continue to go after the chieftain.
Nice.
5. Whittling him down.
12.
Yeah.
6.
Great success.
Oh, yep, 12. Not dead. But you spear him through the eye. You know, remove the spear from its socket, and you can feel the scrape of his skull against your blade. Rhudron, from the bravery of being out of range.
That is correct. Rhudron is loosing another arrow at the troll.
Damn! These are the anti-Aglaron. It's 15 damage. It just sticks in his shoulder blade.
Oh boy.
And they're up again.
Oh! Whew! Yeah, he tries to bite me,
man.
and I just smash his face with the hilt of my blade or axe.
No, miss!
Yeah, I'm gonna use... Ah, God, no, I'm not gonna use Battle Die. Try to kill this thing, though. Oh my gosh! I get...
Despite what?
I use Hope. For 9. My dice have left me all of a sudden.
Arthanur.
Going to continue going after the chieftain.
Alright.
That's not you.
What does that look like?
After pulling the spear from his eye and parrying a return blow, he will spin and knock the orc's feet out from under him with his shield, and then stab it through the chest as he takes it to the ground. Unceremoniously, no words for the falling garbage, and will proceed forward to the troll to help Aravule finish it off.
God, please kill it, Rhudron. You did give it to the 9 that I hit it with last round, right? With Hope that I spent? Okay.
Yep. Rhudron.
Rhudron firing another shot. Big money, no whammy.
Nice! God, if that doesn't kill it, I don't know what will.
That killed it. That does kill. Wait, so 8, 15. Yep, it does. No. Are you gonna try to scare the old logs off? There's only 3 of them left.
Get him out of here. Oh, hope it.
Hope it.
Oh, hope it.
And the night wears on. It's like 6 in the morning. The dawn is almost here. Like the fingers of sunlight are creeping over the misty mountains that you can see like way far to the east. The Ologs turn tail, trample a bunch of these Urukai spears on their way out. And there's a captain in back of them. Oh, you ain't leaving! You ain't leaving! Alright. We're going to do some mass combat rolls here. As this last one enters in. All these guys are on the ground now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll let the good guys go first. Tell me what you want to do.
Have the Dunlending allies and the men of Arador attack the Urukai spears. This one.
Here, we got...
And then have the 2 Dunedain attack the spears in the gateway. And then have the Scorpion attack.
They can have angles on... Both the Scorpions have angles on, I think, anybody.
Yeah, have one of them attack this one, and one of them attack this one.
Alright. So we'll go from left to right. Seven.
Yeah.
Ooh, that might be... Oh, no. Almost.
Cavalry charge, baby.
Actually, they're going to do... I'm going to do something here. Something,
Unconventional.
yeah. See if they can beat 14. Yep. You stay and fight till every last man dies, their captain says. And they don't think about turning tail and running, so they stay their ground. Alright, attack.
Yeah, cavalry.
Ooh,
Oh, God.
10. So you guys see,
It's
you guys see this.
be 15, wouldn't it?
Oh, it would be 15. You guys see this huge battle going up in the gate, and this cavalry just... For Cardolan! They raise their swords and spears and charge. Oh. That's a miss. You keep that eye in your back pocket, you're going to have to move into phase 2. Is that the first eye you guys have rolled?
Oh, there have been more.
Who is that eye? Who rolled that eye?
The Dunedain.
Oh.
Oh. Great success. Alright, bad guys go.
Okay. Has the Scorpion battery on the right went?
Yeah,
Okay.
they both went.
Did.
Their archers volley at your archers. Oh, your archers didn't go. Where do you want them to
I guess it would make sense to shoot these spears over here.
shoot? There you go.
Great success.
The sun is rising higher and higher. The last of your brave archers falls. And the Urukai spears, they raise their spears as these 20 cavalrymen charge into them. They only have 20 men. Oh!
Good TN.
Standing strong. Yeah, they're pretty tough. right, that's that round. Okay, do you have Battle of Tharbad Phase 2?
No, just one.
Alright, let me see. Alright, try now. These are much...
Jeez.
This is... Die. Alright, who's gonna roll it?
I can. Oh, no table found with that name.
Looks like you're the run rolling boss man.
Yeah,
No.
it's right after the phase
I don't
one.
want to get blamed.
No, it's. I mean, it's just there's a. It's probably a typo or something.
Just wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, you named wrong. Now try it again.
Nope.
Battle of Tharbad Phase 2. Oh, it has a 7 in front of it. That's why.
I'm gonna roll Saruman attacks or something.
No. There's a couple bad things. Try it again. If not, I'll do it.
Nope.
Nazgul.
Already fought one of
Alright,
those.
I shall roll.
We can manage that.
I don't know about that, but
What is that?
oh no,
A terrible scream from above.
oh no, oh no.
This is a bad one. You couldn't have got Saruman, though.
Could not have.
No, there's nothing that bad.
Yeah, I was like,
But in the books, they did range this far east, scouting. They heard sounds of them. So let me bring that out. Let's bring this puppy out here.
oh man.
I don't think the strategy is going to work this time.
Does the fell beast come with a Nazgul?
Yep.
Why?
Well, don't we have to all roll like corruption checks immediately?
Yeah, you will here in a second. You don't have to do that, then a fear check too. But roll corruption, everybody.
Oh man.
That'll be at 16.
I'm probably going to hope that.
Oh man. Okay.
So you don't gain shadow. You don't want to gain shadow, I don't think.
No, I don't. But then my hope is really low. But then I don't want to gain shadow either.
What's
So-
what's the you can't hope those, right? Or you can, but what do you add to them? Your wisdom score?
Heart, I think.
Heart.
I would just barely
What's
pass.
the TN? No, I
16.
can't make it then.
Give yourself a
Oh,
shadow.
God.
And this thing, you look up and the first rays of the sun are out in it, but this thing just blots out that sunlight as it comes from the east, and you can almost hear these woof, woof, these giant wings as it swoops down, screaming, and just destroys this scorpion and flies in the air, and it perches on this wall next to you guys. As the battle continues to rage around it, but that is secondary at this point. You guys are faced with this thing. As it lands, you hear a voice goes, "This land belongs to the Lord of the Dark. Go home from whence you came, Prince of Cardolan. And then it just screams.
Aravule just turns and says, "This is my home." He grips the haft of his axe.
Very well. Then die here. And this giant beast, you feel the ground underneath you shake. It's like hops down from the wall. All the battle seems to just cinematically kind of clear out around you guys as you are faced with this thing. Make a fear check, everybody. That's a valor against 16.
Okay.
He has Thing of Terror. Fear test at the beginning of every round until fails or succeeds with great or extraordinary success.
Well, I succeeded with extraordinary success, so...
All right, so nothing bad happens to you. Rhudron cannot use hope. And Arthanur, did you roll?
I did. I didn't get extraordinary, but I passed.
Well, that's good. You can still use hope, but you're going to have to make that every round until you either fail or get extraordinary. Or,
so I don't need to roll anymore.
You don't need to roll anymore.
And I can't roll anymore?
Nope.
You can't roll hope. You can't use hope.
Can't use hope until he's gone.
Okay.
And battle. I'll let you roll battle, and he's going to roll vocation. It's not very good.
Alright. Aravule charges the creature, swinging his axe at its neck. I'm going to stand open. I'm going to use my battle die. Jeez, come on, man.
Just get a 2. You got it.
Still.
Yeah.
Barely hit it, though.
For
9.
9? Ha! The axe comes down across this thing's neck and opens up a big gash as it snaps at you. Arthanur.
Arthanur is going to move quickly to the side of it and begin to take jabs at its belly with the spear.
Nice.
Oh!
Oh, God, why couldn't one of those be a 6?
Hey.
Yeah.
And Aravule will, Rhudron will loose an arrow at the underside.
Edge!
Nice.
Edge! How many damage is that, though? 8?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of easy to hit.
It's big. Come on, roll a dolph, please.
Let me see if he has something. Thick hide. Oh man, this sucks. You shot him with an arrow. He has thick hide. When you succeed with the protection test against a close combat weapon,
Oh, nice.
the attacker drops his weapon.
Oh, like it's stuck.
Yeah. You have to spend an entire round getting it back. Alright, protection. What's he have to beat? 14? Aye.
Ah, come on.
The thing's big snake-like head reaches back in his back where this arrow stuck and just snaps it in his jaws, and he screams at Aravule. Aravule, you passed, right? So you don't have to make another
Right,
fear.
yeah.
All right, and I guess he's going to attack you, or is Arthanur engaging him?
I think they
Yeah.
both are, but I have to pass. I have to roll another valor.
Well, it's on our turn, right? I think it's its turn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh. Aravule, coming at you.
Well, that's not terrible, actually.
Not that bad. 8. The problem is if he starts to get in high.
He
So he did
edged.
hit you.
me.
The edge.
Oh, he did, and he can also spend hate to seize victim.
Protection roll.
Yep. Protection roll.
18.
So do I do wary first or protection first?
I'll let you do protection first.
Okay. That's a button in it. Yeah. That,
Wouldn't
yeah, it
matter.
wouldn't have. Okay.
Nice.
So I lost 8. So let me see where I am. This sheet is ungodly annoying. Okay, I am wary.
And what I'm also going to do is, let's see here. What I'm also going to do is, I think I could use a hate. Yeah, I'm gonna use another hate. Use my secondary attack. Down to 6 hate. Since he has you seized, he's going to use a secondary attack. Scream. It's just what, five more
To
damage.
me. Okay.
Yep. And you're like kind of pinned. You're kind of pinned down to the ground. You can still attack and stuff, but you can't change out of open stance.
Okay.
All right. That's his go. So you guys are up.
Well, I'm gonna try to stab it. I will role play depending on what happens here. Oh yeah, great. Yeah, he's just pinned down. He can't like swing really. He tries to jab the axe up with the point, but it hits it, but it just doesn't do anything. Yeah, I can't even. I could hope it for 9, but I don't know. I'm pretty close.
Arthanur.
Arthanur will raise his spear, trying to get the attention of the beast, but stabbing at it once more again, just trying to keep moving, keep it from focusing on one at a time. And I will use my battle die.
Nice. Edge.
That's edge for sure. And
Great
a
success.
thing more. So it's gonna be 12 in edge.
12. All right. You kind of don't. If he succeeds, you drop your spear, son.
Such is life.
So what does that look like, though? Is he just...
Yeah, I dig. So I dig the spear into one of the tougher parts of the hide. It goes deep, but I'm not able to yank it out right away. So I'm standing about trying to pull the spear back.
Rhudron.
Do I have to roll for that fear mechanic?
Oh, I have to do that too.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
The value. I think you already failed. You.
Yeah, oh yeah, I failed mine.
Yeah, Aravule.
Okay, I'm good for the rest of the.
Nice.
Good. So thematic. I love it. Rhudron.
Yep. So Rhudron, seeing Arthanur sort of dance in front of this thing, and draw its attention away, just continues to volley arrow.
Ah, God. Can you? Oh, you can't use
Horrible.
hope anyway.
I can't use them.
He's back up.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
So after that happens, it takes a few steps back. He just like launches up into the air, starts to circle over the battlefield, and he comes down on the Dunedain infantry.
Oh my god.
You miss?
You missed him.
Huh?
He's a Dunedain. He kicks like one guy, right? That's what he does. He picks up like one guy, and he circles around high in the air, spiraling. And you hear this guy. "Ah!" And as he circles above the battle now, a little bit further from you, I'd like everybody to make one more corruption.
Oh god. I'm getting close. I'm not very good at these either. Is it 14 or 16?
If I hope it, I'm miserable
16.
anyway. I don't think it really matters.
Oh, I'm gonna hope it just because I'd rather have the hope lost than the shadow, I guess.
That's a good point. Yeah, I'm doing
What are we
that as
rolling?
well.
Wisdom.
Yeah. I'll spend mine. I'm gonna be miserable, but I mean...
Is it against 16 or 14? Because I see two different.
I just didn't
DMs.
set mine. It's 16. I believe.
And as that man falls from the sky, and all hope seems lost, two back. The sun rises over the horizon in the west, and the camera pans down as thousands of horsemen crest this hill and kind of emerge from the forest and the road. And I'll let our new friends pose what happens. The scene, guys, is the palisade is burning. The Uruk-hai have stormed and gotten in within the walls. And you see a great fell beast circling in the battlefield. Are you here, Vidar?
Oi!
All right, I'll let you guys pose yourself in, including Grimbrand. Go for it.
As Aglaron crests the hill, he spies the fell beast, stops his horse, draws his bow.
I'll let you make a shot and miss.
This will be the greatest shot of sixes we've ever seen.
Is this token out there? Oh, there they are.
Yep. They're all down here.
I'm tense.
Ah, okay. Where's the beast? There he is.
There it is!
There it is. Great success. So you can hear this thing screech as your arrow strikes home. but this battle still is going on. And Theodred lines his riders up. Rohirrim, to me! And the cavalry just slams into the archers here, destroying them. What are the rest of you guys with the cavalry, or where are you with? Where are you at?
Grimban would be with the riders, not one much for horses, but not wanting to be left behind. And the moment the battle joins with the archers, he would dive from the horse and smash headfirst into the rank of archers that he ends up with. I'm going to kill every single one of you! Starts swinging the spear around and throws the goblin into another one.
Yeah, Dothrog would be up with the cavalry as well. He, for one, would stay on his horse and try to get as many charges in as possible before the beast fails.
And Vidar, son of Godar.
And Vidar, son of Godar, looks back at the dwarves behind him. And he turns around and he sees their eyes widen as the fell beast swoops through the air. He holds up his mattock into the sky and says, "Oi, dwarfs! Follow me into battle! Our friends are in need of our might right now." And Vidar turns and just starts running straight down the hill to try and get into the thick of battle from this angle here.
Arthanur, Aravule, and Rhudron. You probably can't even see what's going on, but you can hear the shouts from outside the wall, and you can hear the thundering of hooves. Right now, you're not engaged with anybody as this thing is kind of flying away. A battle is still going on the inside. What's your next action?
Aravule gets up off the ground, injured as usual, blood pouring out of his shoulder from this beast's bite. He looks to Arthanur knowing that horse hooves would not be orc, and this lifts him up. He waves the axe of, is it Gondolin? Is that right?
Yep.
And begins to try to rally anyone nearby. To the gates! To the gates! And he's just gonna run, trying to help the men inside the town repel the orc as he limps, blood coming out of his nose and his ears from the scream.
Arthanur would be in quick pursuit with Aravule, keeping step, working to get back into the city to fend off what remains of this army, knowing that they have a better shot now, especially with the whatever help it is that comes and in the daytime.
Rhudron is sort of skirting along the top of the wall as he's watching the fell beast as it circles. And looking down toward the legions of orc and Urkai still flooding the gate.
And as you look out the gate, you see the cavalry just smash into the archers, just destroying them. And for our new friends, this moat here is filled in, and this section of the wall here has been burnt down, so you can cross over. There's no impediment or anything like that. And let's do a mass combat round. I'm liking your odds, been out better, a little better. Still have to deal with this thing though. All right, good guys attack.
Nice.
Great.
Yeah.
That's 10. Oh, we only had 3 left. There's only like 60 orcs left. Men of Ariador. Might be able to take him out.
It's a hit.
Got him. Dunedain infantry on the.
It would.
Mhm. Can the scorpion shoot the foul beast?
Oh,
Yes! Yes! give me a battle. Give me battle to yell instructions up to this thing.
Yeah, okay. Wary.
oh,
Wary, baby.
oh.
So great. I'm gonna hope it.
Okay.
That puts my hope equal to my shadow. Does that mean I'm miserable? Or do I have to go below it?
That means you're miserable. You just don't roll an eye.
Aravule just yells, "Fire at the winged beast!" He's like swinging his axe, like trying to get their attention. Yes!
Holy shit.
Oh! That's 10, that's 17.
The devil's dice.
That's 17, and then he has to make protection.
Against what though?
I didn't even do an injury.
It's gotta be pretty high.
Yeah, let's say
Probably.
18. Let's say 18. Let's say 18.
He's gonna make that, but
There we go. He's pretty tough. We'll see.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. But it does go through its wing, and this thing just screeches and tumbles and just crashes to the ground. Right here. And he rears up in front of Grimbad, Dwathrog, and the others. And cinematically, the riders, they can't do much on their horses. They kind of ride around it. The dwarves are nearby as well, but you guys are going to have to be the ones dealing with it unless the other heroes come out and help you. Okay, do you guys all run a roll for battle? Vidar, Dwathrog, and Grimbrand?
Oh,
Sure.
of course.
You're gonna have to remind me again. I haven't rolled on this in so long.
Oh, forgot to do attack.
it's on your. It's a skill on your. It's under skills.
Skills, battle. There we go, got it.
Ooh.
Yeah, Dunedain infantry got smoked. They fought out. This will be quick.
Oh wait, why am I so weary?
You sound weary with that microphone.
I shouldn't. I shouldn't still be that weary, right?
That would
Enough
still
time
be
has
12.
passed.
That would still be 12. That would still miss. You would have to change it on your sheet.
Yeah, and check the box.
I didn't really count on you playing, so we'll have to fill in this backstory. All right, and Arthanur, what are you guys doing?
Going to try to fight off the remaining orcs, I think, that are inside. That's what Arthanur is doing.
Yeah, that's what Aravule's doing too.
All right.
Yeah, Rhudron would follow again behind Aravule, especially seeing as how the fell beast seems well.
All right, roll on that table.
Us again?
Phase 1. Yep,
Oh,
phase
phase
1
1
table.
table. Okay. 3 Urkai.
Oh man, easy.
Are you kidding? Well, I'm wary, so
I can't help you at all.
I'm miserable.
We can't fuck up one time. We can't.
Yeah, but this guy here only has 7, 25 and 25. So narratively, I'm not going to do this mop-up thing. While this is going on, they're able to overcome these folks. So the only two things that have to happen is Dwathrog, Grimbrand, and Vidar have to finish off the Fell Beast, and you have to kill these Urukai, and you survive the night.
Piece of piss.
You think you can do it?
Boy, I'm going to
Oh, Vidar's itching to get at those Urukai.
Rhudron, it's up to you, buddy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yep. Rhudron he's going to be firing at these Urukai. So
Yeah, I'm just saying that I'm
yeah, for
not
sure.
going to be too helpful unless I get lucky.
All right, you guys.
I'm hoping to hold him off you there.
Southern group facing the Fell Beast. Do you want to choose your stances?
I mean, that's an easy question.
No! Oh no! He hits hard.
I am hard. Forget about it.
I'm just going to move you up here.
Are our units going to be able to attack the Fell Beast?
No, yes. Narratively, they're all kind of fighting, but there's also some, mop up with the orcs and stuff too.
Mhm. It's all us.
It's all you guys.
Because can Vidar see from where he's at that Aravule is injured and looking bad?
Yeah. Let's say you can. But they're like in this gate surrounded by uruks.
Yeah, Vidar would see that and immediately want to turn his attention to the Urukai to try and help his friends that are being surrounded over there, seeing that the infantry and the other heroes are taking on the Fell Beast. Vidar would want to try and disengage and go after the Urukai.
All right, give me athletics. You don't need a 10. It's going to be opposed by the Fell Beast.
Oh, God. Welcome back.
Oof.
You're not going anywhere, son.
It's like standing on his foot.
Yeah.
There's a scene if you trying to disengage, and the Fell Beast goes into the air, it comes down right in front of you. He's actually going to get the initiative too, since you rolled an eye. All right, so we'll do the southern group first. Dwathrog and Vidar, have you guys chosen your stances?
Yeah, Vidar is going to be forward.
Yeah, forward.
Oh, my
it is.
gosh.
God, you guys are going to get killed. All right, let's see who he attacks. Vidar.
We only have 4. What?
Uh, 16
Edge.
and an edge. That would have to make you wary. The force of the blow just rings your hand, Vidar, and you drop your weapon.
And I what?
You drop your weapon. He has a thick hide.
Jesus.
If he succeeds on a protection check, you drop your weapon.
Oh, shit.
And you have to spend a round to pick it up. All right, Dwarthrog.
Darthrog, seeing the magic get swung almost at the same time, goes in trying to stab at the underbelly of the beast with his long sword, two-handed.
Great success.
Great success. That's 16. Grimbrand the runner.
Yeah, Grimbrand's gonna try to just jump and hang on to the beast and just keep stabbing it with the spear over and over again. Trying to find some place where he can hang on and just keep ramming his spear into it.
Whoa.
What? What does it look like as you chop one of his legs off?
So it's less a chop, more just repeated the stabbing over and over again with the spear and just separating flesh from bone, and the leg just falls on the ground immediately as he keeps continuing to go after it.
He immediately rises into the air, buffeting you with his wings. It's pouring blood. It looks like the cloaked figure atop it is just struggling even to maintain control of the beast. And it flies away towards the forest, screeching and screaming. Its endurance is 0. Aglaron. Parting shot.
He's done it.
Oh boy.
And as this thing starts to crest the horizon, suddenly this dark shape in the sky, silhouetted against the sun, as the sun rises in the east, bringing hope again, it falls over the horizon to the earth and goes away. And that frees you guys up on the next round.
Nice.
All right, good guys up here. You go first, Arthanur.
He will go after the nearest Uruk with a spear. I can't hope it. I can't. I am miserable.
Aravule.
Aravule brings back Drumbrolig, and he swings as hard as he can at the Uruk. Edge.
Oh, so that's what? That's 9 damage. Let's see if he beats his protection.
18. Nope.
Oh!
Yeah, he's
Where
almost
he does
on a
it.
knee and
Does
just
it.
uppercuts with this ancient artifact of the Dunedain, and just uppercuts the thing underneath the helmet with the axe, and its head goes flying backwards, and it just body follows it and crashes to the ground.
Rhudron.
Rhudron is firing at this one down here on the right. Knocks an arrow and looks.
Oh my.
Oh. The tide has indeed turned. He doesn't even have to roll protection. That's enough. That's 14.
That's 22.
Yeah,
8,
22.
7, 15, 20, double character damage.
Yep.
Yeah, so Rhudron knocks his arrow, looks down, and looses, and as he does so, the Urukai happens to look up at the last second as is penetrated through the throat with the arrow, and it just gives out a gurgle as it falls to the ground.
And narratively, this last one tries to get away. No! 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 But as it flees to the south, Who wants to do the honors?
It's Vidar's triumphant return. He can try, but if he doesn't, I'm going.
Go, Vidar.
So Vidar runs, and as he starts running towards him, he just instinctively grabs his mattock up off the ground, and he's kind of dragging it behind him just a little bit as he runs towards Uruk-hai soldier. And as he's running towards, dragging the mattock behind him, he brings it up and swings it in like an uppercut fashion.
What's that look like? As you... Yeah, tell me what it looks like. The cavalry are kind of flooding from all around you guys as they charge in.
As the troops are coming in behind us, kind of mopping up and getting stragglers, Vidar's mattock comes underhanded and gives an uppercut right into the jaw of this Uruk-hai soldier as he's running towards us. Turns around and he's facing Vidar. The mattock hits him in the chin, dislocating it as he goes flying back off of his feet and lands flat onto his back onto the ground. It's kind of dusting under as he hits the ground.
And as that Uruk-hai dies, the rest of the ranks of the orcs that came into the city with the sun rising, the fell base leaving and the thundering of hooves, they try to flee out through the gate, and they all are just kind of just cut down by the Rohirrim. And atop a bright white steed with horsehair plumed flowing in the wind, you see Theodred. For Theolingus! For Theolingus! For the men of the West! This is a bright day indeed!
Vidar raises his mattock up into the air and just yells, looking at his dwarven soldiers back there.
Aravule, with the day finally won, but very costly, tumbles back down to his knees. As he falls, he kind of reaches for Arthanur and just hits the ground hard. The axe laying before him as he's on all fours for a moment. He looks up and his eyes kind of flutter as he sees the rushing of Rohirrim and the rest of his allies, recognizing Aglaron and Vidar at the last moment as his eyes shut and he passes out.
Arthanur.
Yeah, Arthanur sees Aravule fall and goes to help him and sees him pass out, and quickly begins waving over to whoever is free, Rhudron or other Dunedain that are about, and let not the men see him in this state. Let's wake him, have him proud before the others. This is a great victory. He will look and see Vidar, and as everything is being settled around, as the stunted one returns. How long has it been?
And Vidar steps over Uruk-hai bodies and walks up and sees Arthanur. And he slings his mattock over his back as he looks up at Arthanur. Oi, you pointy-eared son of a bitch. I can see you still have an attitude.
Strike that on the record.
As always, your manner is foul, dwarf. More pleasant company. Cousin of the wood. Arthanur extend his arm in greeting to Aglaron.
Aglaron clasps hands with Arthanur. Good to see you, Will, cousin.
As well as can be expected after this mess. He looks around. And are these men of note that you have?
Indeed, indeed. He introduces to a Throg. Grimbrand the Runner.
Another Dunedain?
Aye. Seems like you guys had your hands full.
Yeah, it looks a long night.
Felt a long night. If we had another hour or two, I'm sure I could have managed to trade, but it is not unappreciated.
Finally, Aravule is coaxed awake, and he leans on Rhudron heavily. He's got blood coming out of his nose and his ears. He spots Vidar and looks down. What a pleasant surprise this is.
Vidar walks up to Aravule and puts his arm out to clasp arms. And he pulls Aravule in towards him and pulls him in tight and puts his arm around him as much as he can. It's good to see you, Aravule. I didn't think I'd quite see you like this, but when I heard word that you might be needing some help, well, we thought, well, we just might make the trip. I'm glad we did. You are a sight for sore eyes.
He winces as Vidar hugs him and... yes. As are you. And the rest of you friends. And Aglaron! He waves the elf over.
Aglaron approaches. Careful not to injure Aravule in his greeting.
It is good to see all our friends here at one place when the need is great.
Vidar looks around, and when you say all of our friends, and says, and what of Master Hobbit? Is he in the walls somewhere, hiding, I suppose?
Aravule looks over to Arthanur and shakes his head. He's home once again, in Hobbiton, where someone of his nature belongs. Not in the perilous world that we see around us.
Vidar just smiles softly and nods his head in understanding. Aye. Home. Well, that is a perfect place for him, isn't it? Just where he belongs. I'm happy for the little man. At least someone gets to go home.
Aravule nods. And welcome to mine, Tharbad, the capital of Cardolan, rebuilt and saved.
Vidar looks at the destroyed walls and the gates and everything else. Rebuilt, eh? It looks like you need to rebuild some of the rebuilding.
Wood we can collect. He smiles slightly.
Vidar looks over at Arthanur. And you, Elf. I see you're still in the thick of battle. You've survived this time. No more death wishes for you, eh?
No, not in this particular fight. I did not deem it necessary so that certain lackluster individuals might escape the field of battle.
And Vidar just kind of laughs at that a little bit. Yes, well, I see you've got a sense of humor still.
The greatest.
As that happens, the rest of the allies, bloodied and beaten, Their swords are notched, their helmets are dented. Many of the men, like, you can't even see their faces, just the white of their eyes. They're covered in black orc blood. First, you see the 20 Dunedain cavalry kind of clip-clop out, and Lady Kalarwin, looking not so haughty, more humbled, gives Aravule, Rhudron, and Arthanur a nod. Just behind her is Wilward. Wilward has a deep gash across his left cheek, and his left eye is swollen shut as well. Next come the Dunlending allies that have survived. There are not very many of them left. And in front of them, they carry their chieftain. Unfortunately, lifeless, but still holding his weapon.
As they proceed by, Vidar will lower his head and just kind of clasp his hands in front of him slightly in reverence as they walk by with their leader.
You know this guy as Domhnall from your travels in Dunland many, many years ago. And I'll let whoever wants to give the last bit of RP, and then we'll end this book.
Aravule looks around at everyone that's gathered. New alliances forming with the Rohirrim, he hopes. The pains shoot through his body, but he knows those are fleeting. He looks to Rhudron and Vidar and Arthanur and Aglaron and Dothrog. When men of the West and others, allies such as dwarves and elves, come together, there's no darkness that can defeat us. And he looks to Arthanur, and I am grateful for your aid once more. And he reaches out to clasp Arthanur's hand.
And Arthanur will clasp his hand, and we're in this together now until the end. Until all the shadow is gone and all this kind of violence ends. Bright days is all we will need going forward. He points to the sun.
To bright days, then. And he smiles, looks up at the sky as the rays of light wash away the darkness of this orc filth that had attacked.
Aglaron takes a drink from a wineskin. To brighter days. Throws the skin to Aravule and Arthanur.
To brighter days.
Rhudron looks to Aravule. To home.
To Cardolan. To the west. To all that face down the shadow. And you are always all welcome here in Tharbad. Come, there is much work to do still.
And with that, the camera starts to fade away from Tharbad. As he says, there's much work to do still. You can see the embattlements that are broken, the destroyed and mangled bodies, both of men and orcs, scattered to the battlefield. Smoke from the burning palisade is still spiraling into the air. And as it gets further and further away, you see the fleeing Uruk-hai army just dispersed and disorganized, heading down the road. And then, before the scene fades to black, the camera goes into a deep and dark forest, where there's the body of a giant, terrible beast slain and broken on the trees, and a cloaked figure slips away into the shadows. And that's a wrap.
Nice.
Yeah.
The triumphant return.
You have 8